Hey everybody, Papa Gord here, and I've got a question for you. Do you KO or no KO? Weigh in. I'd really like to know what your views are. Back in a second. All right, so like I said, do you KO or do you say no to KO? So KO or knockoff. Now, over the years, mind you, I've not been this kind of a collector for a huge amount of time. It's probably only really been 5 years, give or take, that I've fallen into this rabbit hole with a bunch of you. So I've never experienced a knockoff to my collection. Now, I know other properties. Big one for sure is definitely Transformers. Transformers, there are multiple third-party versions that are out there, and a lot of them are far superior to what Hasbro ultimately is putting out. So, AliExpress, this is really what it comes down to. So, if you're into customizing, repaints, just figure modification, that type of thing, it's getting expensive to take a Black Series figure, because this is what I'm going to talk about, to take a Black Series figure and either do a repaint, pull some parts off, swap some things out, make your own figures. Because like myself and a lot of you, unfortunately, the Black Series, it seems that it's very focused into one avenue of the entire Star Wars universe. And it starts with a D and it ends in a plus sign. Granted, this year is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, so we will be getting some repacks. We haven't had a lot of figures that have been issued for Jedi over the 10-year span of the Black Series. Maybe this will be the year. I don't know. It's hard to say. But going back, a few friends of mine like to do a lot of customs. I myself am just starting a little bit to do some repaints myself. With the cost of a Black Series figure, on average, taxes in for just a baseline figure up in Canada, we're pretty well right around the $40 mark now, all included. Now, you go with, I don't know, let's see, here we go. We go with the gaming grade figure. This was over $40, taxes in, because he's a gaming grade. The deluxe are even more. So if I wanted to make my own variants of troopers, it's a very expensive way to go about doing a repaint or a custom or whatever have you. Now, we do know with clone troopers, there are many, many divisions that we were introduced to, some of which we have gotten through the Black Series line, but to wonder and go, will we ever get specific characters, specific named characters? You've got Cody, you got Rex, you got Siri, but do you have, we have Echo, we've got both versions of Echo, but how about anybody else? We've seen the announcement for Jesse, that's cool, but what about guys like Waxer and Boyle? Couple of Cody's buddies. So these are from AliExpress. Like I said earlier, a couple of friends of mine that do repaints started getting some of the, I think, 501 Apple Commanders, and for the cost, it definitely makes sense. Now, I have never ventured into the realm of a knockoff anything. As far as I know, I could be wrong. Maybe there's one of them in here, but holy jeez. These, didn't want to pass judgment until I got them in hand. in all honesty, there is very little difference between the AliExpress version and, well, let's just go with the legit Black Series. I mean, just to have them side by side, I honestly don't know if you'd be able to really tell all that much. The biggest giveaway for me is the neck. That, if you kind of turn them around backwards, you can kind of see where the legit one, you can see that there's some gap here, so that the head sits higher, whereas on both Waxer and Boyle, they are hugging right up into the shoulders. So I don't know if that's just as simple as maybe extending the neck joint a little bit, but they do come down as being just a smidge shorter. So kind of like Leia says to Luke, aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? Or a clone trooper. But yeah, these came in the other day. I've seen a lot of people get these. A lot of people are waiting on them as well. And I know that does stir up controversy as to, do you buy or do you not buy? Do you care or do you not care? We were talking about it in my live stream the other night, and it's great. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody was really good about it. Nobody was like digging in on one another going, oh, you're wrong, or like you're supporting. You flat out know Hasbro knows about this stuff, and like, what, honestly, are they gonna really do anything about it? I don't know. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have a problem adding these into my collection. I don't have a problem buying just the plain ones and using them for repaints for customs because they're far cheaper. These worked out to be, all together with the two of them, shipped from AliExpress to my home, $50 Canadian. So more or less $25 each. You got the figures, you got their blasters, and you got the typical rifle. Just like you would if you bought it officially. Only thing it doesn't have is a box. So if you're an inbox person, you can completely skip all this stuff that I'm talking about because none of this will interest you, because mine were wrapped in bubble wrap. So unless you're gonna stick them wrapped in some translucent popping material and put it on a shelf, nobody's gonna be able to tell what it is anyway. But I am very, very impressed. For, like I said, the most part, the giveaway for me, honestly, was more up in the neck region. But they have their markings on the helmet. The helmets are, let's get the real one out here again. So again, legit Boyle. So side by side so you can see. Body-wise, they're pretty well the same. I mean, the paint apps are slightly different, but they are where they need to be. I actually find that the KOs have a little bit more, a few more little scratches in the colors, and that's fine. We'll get Waxer up here as well. So you got Waxer, he's got all of his tally marks. Tally marks, again, different. But yeah, I will say on the knockoffs, the shoulder pads do feel a little more stiff, like it's more of a firmer plastic than the soft material that we've been used to. So it just, you know, it gets kind of up and out of the way. It does do the same, but it is definitely, you kind of got to work it a bit. So it's not as flexible, doesn't really bother me. I find also that and you guys know how much these bother me, but on the legit ones, the bands across the elbows and the bands at the backs of the knees, there are people out there that just cut them off and completely get rid of them. I don't modify, for the most part, any legit figure in my collection. I might have popped off the odd head and put a pauldron on a trooper or a different weapon, but I don't do anything other than that. Like, I won't, because a lot of these figures are difficult to come across. Like, sometimes I'll find one and that's it. So if I've only got one, I'm not going to hack that apart to make it function better, especially when my collection is very static. We all know this. But yeah, these are even, the material, the plastic is, again, it's a little more firm, where on the legit one, it is definitely a softer material. Again, if you were to completely bend the arm to get this pinched just a few times, you'll cut right through it. I'm not going to take the chance on the KO, but it definitely feels more firm. So it may hold up slightly better. And who knows, over time, who knows how the KOs are going to hold up? Who knows how the legit ones are going to hold up? None of us know. But if you're looking to fill your ranks in, rumors are there's going to be a wolf pack. So if you want some 501, you want some shock troopers, you want some just generic phase 1 or phase 2 clones, even the stormtroopers, I haven't ever ordered. Like I said, these are my first 2. Will I buy more? Absolutely. I'll buy some plain ones so I can practice my painting skills. Does it mean I'm not supporting Hasbro? Absolutely not. I still buy legit because, honestly, all I've seen on AliExpress are just our troopers, because these are really easy. If they were to put out a Luke Skywalker or whatever, Darth Maul, would I order one and do a comparison? Probably. But other than that, like, I guess it's just a personal preference. The hobby's getting more expensive. There's no doubt about it. So, you know, every once in a while, you put a few cheaper ones into the collection. You fill in certain areas that you think are lacking. And I definitely think that episodes 1 through 6 are definitely hurting, for sure. Regardless if it's an anniversary. I mean, Clone Wars and like Attack of the Clones, that, you know, it's now they're forget it. Anyway, we're talking these guys, but they have all the articulation that the legit ones have. There's the butterfly joints are in here. It's got that new knee system, mind you. This is you know, again with the knee pad thing going on. The helmet, it's actually got the unfinished head underneath the helmet, just like the legit one. Like I said, this is really the only part. And actually too, if you do a bend on the insides of the arms here, you can see some white, whereas with the real one, with the Black Series, it's all black all the way through. So that, honestly, between that piece there and really kind of the neck joint, because they do line up for the most part, but it definitely comes down to the neck and the way either the stump is or what have you. But yeah, if you were just to go, yeah guys, look at my new Black Series guy and he's cool and whatever else, I don't think you'd be able to tell. Now, mind you, they do still, twitchy. They still do put the Lucasfilm Limited and the Hasbro symbol and whatever else on there. I don't know if this is the way to maybe tell, but if you look on Waxer, it's on the left foot. That's got the right here, the numbering and stuff like that there. And on the Black Series, it's actually on the right. Boyle's the same. His is on the left. Well, let's see. Well, see, but then the Stormtrooper, it's on the right. So, okay, let's just throw that theory right out into the trash bin. But, yeah, I honestly, let me know down in the comments. Is it a big deal? Is it not? Are you losing sleep over it, or could you really care less? If you were able to put characters into your collection that you know, Hasbro, whoever, it doesn't have, I'm just Hasbro for me. Are you going to take a few bucks out of Hasbro's pocket to keep yourself happy, or are you just all in, that's it? I don't mind, honestly. I wanted to reserve judgment until I had these two in hand. I was going to order a few different ones besides Waxer and Boyle, but because these ones were actually named clones, and because Cody's my favorite, I wanted to get these two in. Shipping wasn't too bad, again, considering it was Chinese New Year and what have you. It still got here pretty quick. That'll probably be slightly faster now that that's over. But once I opened the package, once I had them in hand, they did feel like maybe a little more glossy, shiny. But then the longer I was messing around with the legit and the KO, honestly, there's really not a whole lot of difference. There's not. So when I have to pay for this is a gaming grade, when I have to pay over $40 for this guy or $25 for this guy, sorry to say, 25 is going to win out. And as long as they keep putting out variants that we're not going to get in the parent line, I'm gonna add the odd one of these into my collection. And if it bulks up Cody's ranks, so be it. But on the other side of things, I'm not gonna hate on anybody for saying, you know, if they're fully against KOs for whatever reason, that's their opinion. That's for them. Up until these getting in my hands, I wasn't a KO person either. How far am I gonna go? Troopers, I'll definitely buy a few more. Like I said, I can practice my painting on those, and I won't feel bad if I completely screw it up, because it's a lot cheaper to go that route. So yeah, I don't know who else out there is waiting on these guys. I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you did happen to go the way of the KO, let me know. Other than that, I think that's all I got for you guys. It was just kind of meant to be a review, but it kind of turned into a Papa Gord thing. What can I say? Anyways, guys and gals and everybody out there, let me know your thoughts. Comment, share, like, subscribe, all that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo. We'll catch you in the next live stream and whenever I drop another video. Peace. Love y'all. Later. Hey? Ooh, I jiggled the camera.